Hey, this is Dia here, and I wanted to go over your revised standards for first grade. You had quite a few additions for first grade for 2016, so I want to take a look at those. Here's an overview. The first one is 1MD. This was just 1MD3, and they added a part B, so they had to add an A. So in measurement and data, it did just have to do with the clock, and now we've added the calendar. So telling and writing time in hours and half hours using analog and digital clocks was something you were already doing. What you were not doing was having students do 1MD3B. This is brand new. Identify the days of the week, number of days in a week, and the number of weeks in a month. So what happens is kids get to third grade, fourth grade, and they have to solve word problems where maybe they feed a puppy 2 times a day for a week, and so they're asked how many times do they feed the puppy, and it's just assumed that they know how many days are in a week. And although we do calendar math and we look at the calendar every day and we say it's Tuesday and it's sunny outside, we never a lot of times we don't look at the calendar holistically or ever assess and make sure students know how many days are in a week and know different things about a calendar. So there were calendar standards added in first and second grade as checkpoints to make sure our kids are more familiar with the calendar. So we want to make sure we carve out some time to be sure that we meet the standard and look at the calendar. Let them know what the calendars look like. It's not always starting with the first on a Sunday, or the weeks aren't always the exact same, and have those discussions with them. So they do, they're going to be identifying these, using a calendar. So once they get to third grade, they aren't going to necessarily have a calendar present, but for first and second grade, they do. Okay, another addition is that 1MD5A, brand new, you have money back in first grade, which was a big celebration point. The kids are going to need to identify all U.S. coins. So this is penny, nickel, dime, quarter, but also half dollar and dollar coins. And then they also need to know the cent and dollar notation. So they're going to need to, maybe do an activity like this, but also just know how to identify. So be sure that when you are buying those packs of coins to use in your classroom, that they include the half dollar and dollar coins. Your next addition is 1MD5B. Be able to compare coins, okay? So know that a dime is greater than a nickel, that a penny is less than a quarter. So be able to compare coin to coin. So something like this. Penny is less than a quarter, okay? Then a dime is more than a nickel. And go through that coin by coin with the kids, making sure that they understand how these coins compare one to another. Because we know that it gets confusing when a dime is smaller than a nickel, but of a greater value. So all that needs to be worked out in first grade. 1MD5C, you're going to count U.S. coins up to the equivalent of $1. But these are going to be, keyword here, like U.S. coins, okay? So when they are counting, big part of first grade is to keep these the same. So you're not going to count a mixture of dimes and nickels. You're going to be counting all dimes or all nickels, okay? All quarters, all half dollars, all dollar coin. Well, I guess if you're going up to $1, you would just have $1 coin. But you're going to be just counting like U.S. coins. And you'll see that with the other standard, that a theme of first grade is to keep the coins of like value together. And here is our last one. Find the equivalent value for all greater value U.S. coins using like value smaller coins. Okay, so what this looks like, again, they give you some examples there, is if I'm making a quarter, how many nickels would it take? If I'm going to make a half dollar, how many dimes would that take? So I'm not mixing dimes and nickels or pennies and nickels or anything like that. I'm keeping like valued coins together. Second grade's going to deal with mixing them up. First grade, we just want to identify, know the comparative values, be able to count to $1, and be able to keep those like valued coins together and make equivalent values, okay? So second grade's going to deal with mixing them up, solving word problems, all of that. We're just getting a foundation for them, okay? So that is it. Your 1 MD3A and B, and then your 1 MD5 with the A, B, C, and D. And then second grade gets to deal with the rest. So that's it, first grade. You had lots of new things. Should be a good, exciting year. Now you know why you have all that new stuff in your binder. Hope y'all have a great year, and let me know if you need anything.